What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ty, and today in this video I want to talk about Godzilla, and more specifically what makes a Godzilla movie actually good. Godzilla has been the talk of the town recently. All within a week span, Godzilla Minus One came out, a new episode of the Monarch Godzilla show came out, and also the trailer for Godzilla x Kong came out, and that sparked a lot of talk on social media just about what makes a Godzilla movie actually good. Because Godzilla Minus One came out, it was getting rave reviews about how it's one of the best movies of the year, and that kind of made people reflect on the American films and think, what's the problem with those? Why aren't those just so amazing like this new Japanese Godzilla film was? That's what I want to dive into here today. So guys, if you like this video, please consider dropping a like, and also if you like movie related content, I'm your guy. If you want to subscribe, that would mean the world to me. Let's dive right into it. Alright, so just to give you guys my perspective as a whole on Godzilla movies, some of my earliest movie watching memories are actually at my grandmother's house, where on the cable they'd always have Godzilla films playing for some reason, but the thing is they were in Japanese. I don't know which ones they were, so I didn't understand anything they were saying, but regardless, I was a kid and I just really enjoyed like sci-fi stuff, so it was so cool to see all these monsters fighting and stuff. So from there, I started watching the MonsterVerse movies, and I always thought they were just pretty good. I don't think they were terrible. Maybe one is kind of like but I never really thought they were great either. I thought they were just pretty good in the middle. But then, about a week and a half ago, I was exposed to the Japanese side of Godzilla. Obviously, Godzilla is like Japanese character, whatever, but you know what I'm saying. The Japanese film side of Godzilla. And oh my god, Shin Godzilla, or no, not Shin Godzilla, my fault. Shin Godzilla came out a few years ago. I actually haven't seen that. Godzilla Minus One, wow, one of the best movies of the year. I didn't get to put out a video specifically talking about it just because I've been really busy with college finals and stuff like that, but this movie was so amazing. But it had me thinking, what about this movie that has Godzilla in it terrorizing people is so different than the American Godzilla in 2014, for example, where that's the first Godzilla movie of that series as well. I think that one of the most ironic things that could have possibly happened literally happened with this too, because the Godzilla x Kong trailer came out, or Godzilla and Kong. I don't think anybody knows how to say it, but it was just so goofy and over the top, and I'm not saying that's bad, but just people were just kind of dogging on it and clowning it, basically just like, this looks so stupid. Godzilla Minus One just came out and it was amazing. What is America doing with Godzilla? And honestly, I kind of get that. I get what they're saying. But again, I want to dive into the details about what made Godzilla Minus One so good that the American films need to worry about. There is literally just one thing that these American Godzilla movies need to change, and it's so frustrating to me that they don't, especially after all the fans complaining. That being the human element. I don't know if you guys are, but me, I'm a human being. And when I go to see a Godzilla movie, I'm excited to see Godzilla. But of course, you have to ground things, and what does that mean? Introducing human characters. Godzilla Minus One did this beautifully. I cared about every single character. There was an amazing story here. Godzilla Minus One didn't even need Godzilla in it. It was basically just about post-war Japan just trying to recover from the bombings and just seeing everyone struggle with this and their own internal conflicts, the way that they have conflicts with other people because of decisions that they've made. I don't want to spoil this movie or get into any details like that, but wow, I cared so much about these characters in ways that I never thought I would ever be able to in a Godzilla movie. Sorry, I stuttered there. Then I look at something like Godzilla vs. Kong from the 2021 one, not the new one that's coming out. And all I'm thinking about is, wow, I couldn't have cared less about these human characters. If anything, every single time that we went to the human characters, I was just like, oh, could we just get back to Godzilla and King Kong? But the thing is, Godzilla Minus One, like I mentioned before, didn't even need Godzilla. It wasn't about Godzilla. It was actually a drama, if anything. This was a dramatic movie, but it also had Godzilla, and also Godzilla was executed so perfectly that it made it that much better. By the end, I legitimately almost was in tears, which I was not expecting from a Godzilla movie. And then I look at something like Godzilla vs. Kong that I walked out of and I was like, okay, that was alright. The first Godzilla movie, that one has Elizabeth Olsen and Aaron Taylor Johnson, both kind of in like their baby form because they were just like getting into acting kind of. I couldn't care less about them. All I cared about was seeing Godzilla. And in this movie, Godzilla Minus One, all I cared about was seeing the human characters. And don't get me wrong though, I did love seeing Godzilla, but still, the way you handle the human characters, you need to ground them. You need to give them their own good story. Because like I said, I literally didn't even need Godzilla in Godzilla Minus One. That's insane to say. And I mean that in a good way, obviously, having Godzilla is a plus, like I mentioned. Isn't that crazy? That's how good they made it. If Godzilla vs. Kong did not have Godzilla or Kong, this would be like the worst movie I've ever seen. And I get it. Obviously, they're a part of the story, but I'm just saying, there is no substance there with the human characters that are shown for like half the movie. It's just so frustrating. And you know what the thing is too? Just to really double down on Godzilla Minus One, because quite honestly, watching it almost made me frustrated with these American films. I think it also does Godzilla better, which is crazy to say. In Godzilla Minus One, when he rarely, keep in mind, which makes it feel more powerful, uses his atomic breath, it literally feels so dramatic. It feels like a nuke just went off. You feel the power. You feel the weight of it. You feel that this is killing thousands of people. In Godzilla vs. Kong, I'm just using that because it's the most recent one, so it's easier. He's just shooting it left and right, just like a laser, like Superman's laser, whatever. No, but it's literally called the atomic breath, I believe, right? Or am I making that up? Godzilla is, deals with like radiation and stuff like that. It should feel nuclear. And wow, when it's charging up, when Godzilla and Godzilla Minus One, he's charging up, you see him start to light up, you're like, oh shit, there's some serious stuff that's about to go down. Then it shoots out, it literally feels like a nuclear bomb just went off. The effects are amazing. This movie was made on a $15 million budget. I know that I'm kind of like bouncing back and forth between a million things, but it's ridiculous how well they did Godzilla in this movie. And also the difference, Godzilla and Godzilla Minus One, straight up, he's an enemy. He's not like the protector of the people, this, that. I get, there's different ways you could do it. There's different interpretations. But no, Godzilla is there to just destroy stuff. In Godzilla vs. Kong, I guess it's like, oh, he's the protector of the people. He doesn't want to hurt anybody. There's like a news report in Godzilla Minus One after the atomic breath that apparently, I might be making this up like the exact number. There's a report that says, oh, 10,000 people were just killed by Godzilla's atomic breath. You know what that makes you feel like in the theater? You're like, oh my God, that holds a lot of weight, especially because you care about these characters and you want them to be okay. That's one of the reasons that I legitimately almost teared up in the end. So awesome. And then moving on a little bit here to the Godzilla X Kong trailer. This is what I'm trying to get on about how it was almost ironic because they have Godzilla and King Kong like running next to each other, which it did look pretty cool though. And I'm gonna get into that in a second though. And also they have Godzilla as like pink and they have all these weird colors and weird things going on. And also they have the human characters in the trailer that I'm just like, oh, do I really want to see this? Wow, did this trailer look so bad and so good at the same time. I tweeted something out. I forgot what I said word for word, but basically I said, wow, this movie looks horrible. I cannot wait to see it. And I really mean that in a good way because it just looks like dumb fun. You're going to go into the theater. You're just going to kind of turn your brain off, watch a bunch of monsters fight each other, and that's all you need out of it. But it just makes me think, okay, if they want to go down the goofy road, fine, go down the goofy road. But we could really have greatness here in America with our American Godzilla. And I'm not saying there's obviously anything wrong with having the Japanese one. I'm so happy that we got to see that one here. But man, we can make these American ones great. But it feels like they're just trying to make them stupid. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be fun. I really like the way that Pink Godzilla looks and stuff. But again, I'm just thinking like after watching such a masterpiece, it's almost comical going to something like Godzilla X Kong. And I haven't seen the Monarch show. I do want to get around maybe to seeing it one day. I'm not the biggest show person, but yeah, man, isn't that crazy how we're just going on two different paths here? Godzilla Minus One is going on the serious path. Godzilla American style, I guess you could say, the Monsterverse, is going on clearly on the goofy path. I don't know, man. It feels like we've hit a crossroads here, and the American version has basically just said, nope, we're just going to go stupid. They can do what they want. I think it is pretty fun at the end of the day. It's enjoyable. I don't know, man. We need good human characters. But guys, that's going to just about do it for today. Thank you for watching this video. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.